What is going on? What's going on? Danny's repping his Cowboys jersey because the Mickey Mouse Cowboys are about to pad their stats with a 40-13 win against the New York
dude,
Football Giants.
Did you get the streamer mode going?
I got it.
Okay, making sure, because I was like,
Look
yeah,
at that.
last week.
Already into the streamer mode. I got it covered. For
Perfect.
us.
I was so nervous because I didn't know you were doing it. Okay, we're good.
Oh, I got it. All right. So that Morris kid question, we're going to go through, just by the way, if you guys are new around here, we do have questions available to submit to us over on Flock Fantasy. These are essentially super chats, except they skip the line, and we actually appreciate them more than super chats just because YouTube takes a nice little haircut out of super chats. And we do appreciate you guys to submit questions via this way. You can submit them at any point in the week too. Like you can Tuesday morning, you want to submit your question for the Thursday live stream, you can do it at that point.
Real quickly too, I'm going to also share my screen in the background, put yours back. So if there's any like trades that are really close, we can even go by our own rankings and kind of determine where the site would have them at. And that's one of the free tools, obviously, on the site. If you guys are one of our subscribers over on Flock Fantasy, you're able to access the trade calculator, the trade finder, really some of the most useful tools that you can possibly have, because we can always give you guys answers in terms of directly to us, but they're actually sorted by our ranking, so you guys can determine what side we would take, even if you're not directly accessing us.
Yeah, and Danny, can you actually click on the submit a question button in the top right corner just to show people how to actually do this? Okay, because we've never actually showed people that. So you see expert advice there. You can see team review, trade questions, start sit. Go to start sit or whatever, just to showcase how it works. And then so you can see on the left it says select league. Danny, I'm sure, has loaded his leagues into the site. You can load your league, ESPN, Sleeper, Yahoo, whatever, and then you can just go to like the next function there on the continuum.
And the beauty of it too is when you click your league, as you can see, depending on the league, if I want the Flock League, it already auto sets based off the settings on the Flock League. So if I can want to go to each of my leagues, it'll basically already set based off the league settings of the link, a link that you put in there. So say I wanted the Flock League, I click the continue button, I put in my dilemma of my situation, and then I ended up submitting that question. So yeah, very easy, very simple. Just follow the instructions, and that's how these users were able to get their questions in right away here.
Yeah, and Christian said the site wouldn't let me sync my team. Hit the site issues section of our Discord. The devs would be happy to help you out with that. I'm pretty sure if specifically it's if an ESPN league. I still think there's some issues that are arising right now, but those will be solved at some point. So that Morris kid was the first one in here with a question, trade question here. He says, too much for Saquon Barkley. It's a redraft 12-team single quarterback there. He's 3-0. Running backs are CMC, Mason, Braylon Allen, Jonathan Brooks. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, DK, Jaden, and BTJ. Do you think this is too much for Saquon, or do you think this is a pretty fair package?
So based off what I'm seeing here, looking at my overall rankings rest of the season, Saquon Barkley is my 6th overall player. I think you can make the case for him being in the top 5. I think it's very close. He is my RB2 for what it's worth. I just, in a full PPR league, do have the receivers a little bit higher. Malik Neighbors is my 10th overall player. So when you're looking at the difference between 10th overall and 6th overall, you add in David Montgomery, who I have 61st overall. And when I put it in, it is on the fair trade, but it is leaning to the they receive side. So for me personally, I would actually prefer these two pieces, knowing that I have David Montgomery rated as my RB21, but I'm sure in your league market specifically with how he's performed in the first few weeks, your league valuation may be closer to the RB12, RB13, maybe not that high, but at least the RB15, RB16 area, to the point where I feel like this is a tad steep. If you can get a little piece on top of Saquon, I don't mind making the upgrade. It's just Malik Neighbors looks like a superstar, and to me, attaching David Montgomery on top of him to upgrade to Barkley, who I think can be a 25-point per game scorer, but if I think Malik Neighbors can get you 20 PPR points per game, and you're also giving up a 16 to 18-point per game back like Montgomery's been, I would actually prefer the side that you're giving here.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, like I have Montgomery slightly higher, Neighbors slightly lower than where you have him, but I still agree. Like Saquon's probably in the same vicinity there, where he's a great player and he's obviously a huge positional advantage right now. But at the same time, Dave Montgomery is pretty valuable in the open market. If you get like a Jerome Ford or a Najee Harris attached to the Barkley side or something, that would balance it out a little bit. So that Morris kid, by the way, for when we actually answer the questions, you guys will get a message saying we answered your question. It'll give you a time
automatically linked
on the thing there, and we don't actually have to do anything. It's automatically sent to you guys. So next question here comes from Snubs. We will get to super chats after these questions, just FYI. Big week from Kyron and Aaron Jones. Breece owner wants a better RB2 over Swift. Is this an overpay? This one is a pretty similar structure to the last trade that we just talked about, where you're giving up a guy who's, a top 10 guy at his position, give or take, with Kyron Williams. You're giving up a guy in Aaron Jones who's a pretty good option as well. But you're getting Breece Hall, who obviously is a superstar and one of the best running backs in the league as well. And I believe the expert rankings is what it's loaded here. The running back 3, Breece Hall there. I think because I have Breece Hall running back 1 rest of the season. So I'm pretty sure this is the expert rankings that it has loaded.
It would have to be. I have Breece Hall RB1 third overall player in my rankings. It does say it's weird because it says RB3 but first overall. So regardless, maybe, or does that they say third overall? No, it says first overall. So maybe just a little bit of a bug. But regardless, when we put this into the calculator using my rankings, we do see sorted by Danny McKinnon. I'm sure if we even sorted by Corey Bushland here, you get the similar result. You're robbing them according to your rankings.
I'm even higher on Breece than you are. Apparently, maybe I'm just lower on lower on Jones. Maybe I don't know.
Well, honestly, the only main difference is that I have 1-2 overall as CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. You have Breece 1 overall. So I think that would probably be the difference, is calculating the difference between a third overall ranked player versus a first overall ranked player in the algorithm. But regardless, we're both on the Breece side here. Go out, secure that stud. Like I mentioned in the trade target show, I think Kyren Williams is one of the bigger sells. People misheard me. So I said in the video low end running back 2, but I edited on the screen to say low end RB1. When I said that, I completely meant low end RB1. He's my RB11 rest of the season, and people misconstrue that in the comments. Like, oh, you're way too low on Kyren. It's like, no, like, trust me, I'm not that
the person doing the video with you as well. I was like, low end RB2. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that was completely misspoken. So my apologies for those watching there. We did have some comments. I ended up having to reply to some of you guys because, again, that is my bad. I tried to edit it on the screen, but it only flashed for 1 or 2 seconds. So I don't blame you guys if you potentially missed that detail. But regardless, with Kyren Williams, I am a little bit concerned about him. He is coming off a 32-point week. However, I'm a little bit concerned about the situation overall. If you're telling me all it costs is Aaron Jones to move up and secure Breece Hall, who, like we said, is both of our RB1s rest of the season, a guy that legitimately can score 22, 23 plus points per game, and you're getting off some of that risk of the Rams offense right now, I'm perfectly cool with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate the question, Snubs. Chan Hughes, also shout out in the chat, did say the site is so crisp, boys. Appreciate that. We did have a redesign, and the guy that redesigned it did such a good job, and it looks a lot better now. So he has a little bit of a conundrum here. It looks like a start-sit question, just bog standard here. It's a 2-quarterback league, though, so you can see that down there. It looks like he's considering Brandon Ayuk, Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill. Jesus, man. How come you have this many good options? I mean, Neighbors probably my first rated option of this group, but it looks like he also has flex stuff, so I'm sure those other guys are going to come up at some point here. So Neighbors goes into that spot.
Yeah, so I mean, Ayuk's going to be your next guess, and yes, it's over Tyreek Hill.
Nobody's factoring in outside of these guys.
Garrett Wilson as well. What?
Yeah, I mean Wilson.
I take Wilson over.
You take Wilson over Hill this week?
I don't know though, because it is Denver. It's past 10. I'd probably go Hill, but like,
yeah, I'm going
that I don't want to sit one of those options. Wow. If Wilson had an easier matchup, it would be Wilson. But because it's Surtain, I even did it when I was going through my rankings this week. Surtain just had a number on some of the better receivers in the league, like straight up throughout the season. Like Surtain he's been the best cornerback in the NFL. Like if we had to vote today, he would be first team All Pro, and it'd probably be unanimous.
Yeah, no, I mean he's the highest paid corner in the league. He's playing like it, so yeah, that would get me off of Garrett Wilson. To me, this was a pretty easy decision. This is a mentally ill team, by the way. Like
insane.
This Bijan, Saquon, Collins, Neighbors, Ayuk, Hill, and Josh Allen.
12-team start 9.
How do you have Allen and Lamar in a 2-quarterback league in addition to the rest of this team, dude?
It's a 12-team start 9.
Chance, save your money, bro. Like you could make bad decisions and still win this league.
What? You okay? Chan, you have to like this is a redraft league, or is this you meant to do dynasty?
Surely maybe it's dynasty, but either way, dude, save your cash. You don't need to be asking us questions.
Christ, yeah, that's an insane decision. I would go Tyreek for what it's worth, Chan. I have Tyreek at 14, and I have Garrett Wilson at 16 this week. It's your home league, yeah. Jesus, oh my God. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. It's dynasty. It's still sick, but that makes more sense. I was almost going bananas for a second.
Redraft, 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 7 here. What range of running back can I reach if I pair these two together? Should I add someone to go a tier higher? So I'm assuming this isn't like an actual trade necessarily that he has on the table. Maybe he's just asking for general advice, but I definitely personally would aim higher than Derrick Henry. I think with Drake London, Ramondre Stevenson, I would be aiming towards James Cook, Jonathan Taylor.
I was going to say at least Gibbs, probably.
Yeah, Gibbs would be a good one, given the usage is kind of flip-flopped against him in Montgomery's favor there. So that would be the direction I would go. As far as like this specific example, I would prefer your Drake London or Ramondre Stevenson side. I have Ramondre Stevenson and Derrick Henry like neck and neck rest of the season. To me, I don't view it as a huge difference.
Similar for me. So I actually input this exact deal with Jahmyr Gibbs. Again, the settings that I have listed here, I'll just show you guys on the screen. Settings would be redraft full PPR 12 man, no tight end premium, no super flex, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, tight end, 2 flex spots, 5 bench spots. Pretty bog standard league settings for the most part. You save those settings, you submit the deal in here, boom. And it says this is a fair deal. And I do think it is a fair deal because when we're looking at Drake London, mid-range running wide receiver 2, potential upside going forward if Darnell Mooney's usage cuts back a little bit, Drake London gets a little bit. We've seen that in clutch spots for the Falcons offense. He's really done good in terms of his production. And then Ramondre Stevenson, like you said, very productive first couple weeks. A little bit of a down week 3, but we expect him to bounce back, especially when May takes over. I'm fine with consolidating to a Jahmyr Gibbs type, but it would have to be like Gibbs, like I don't even know. Like James Cook would probably be the cutoff line for me, I would say. Like if it was like Kyron or Henry, no.
James Cook area would be what you're probably looking at in terms of market value, at least.
For sure. So again, appreciate these super trade questions. Sorry. So used to the YouTube frame, but
yeah, this was team review. So that was B Solomon's team review that I did actually earlier. I don't know why that one's showing up, but either way, next question we have here is from Zach NR. Marvin Harrison for Alvin Kamara. He said his team is currently Jaden Daniels, Mixon, Akers, Dobbins, CD, Marvin, Nico, Diggs, Robinson. So I'm assuming he's wondering if he should make this trade because he's strong at wide receiver and he's weak at running back. Now, I don't think it's an outrageous thing to make a trade using Marvin Harrison to get a stud running back, but I would not go after Alvin Kamara personally.
Well, yeah, again, I still like Kamara. He's my RB7 rest of the season. I still think he's a very good projection. We like how the offense is looking. However, again, am I as concerned as I was coming into the season about the longevity about some of these older running backs? Not necessarily, because we have seen some of these older running backs really come off the strong starts, not look like they're slowing down. However, when it comes to Alvin Kamara, he has dealt with issues in the past. To me, I mean, it sounds almost counterintuitive because obviously Marvin's been like limited in practice. But for me, from a 17-game sample size type of season, I trust the 21-year-old 4th overall pick wide receiver more than I do the 29-year-old running back with X amount of touches under his belt. So for me, I would aim for a younger vert. Like if this was like Jahmyr Gibbs, I think that would be fair. It's just Alvin Kamara scares me a little bit.
Achane too is another one we could mention for the last trade as well. Achane I think would make a lot of sense for this deal. But yeah, I think using Marvin, you're going to want a top 5 to 6 running back. And to me, Kamara, I have him even lower than you do. So I would not be on board with Kamara as the guy that I'd go after there. Appreciate the question, Zach. Next question we got here from Dusty J. Martin. He says, I would also be getting Jordan Mason. I have Ayuk, Rome, Ladd. Okay, so I don't know if you're getting Jordan Mason also in this deal is what he mentioned. I'm assuming. I'm just going to take you at your word for what you wrote in the chat box here. You have Ayuk, Rome, Ladd, Hopkins, Moss, Singletary, and Steele. You're trading away JT, Drake London, Terry McLaurin for Nico, Jonathan Brooks, McCaffrey, and he's going to give you Mason. I would do this without Mason in the deal.
Wait, hold up. Let me take a look at this. So Brooks, Collins.
Unfortunately, Danny, I'm not sure we're going to have time to plug each one of these into the trade.
No, I'm just trying. Sorry, I'm just trying to. You could tell me McCaffrey wasn't on this deal, and I think I would take it because we're equating it out.
If Mason's in this deal, this is a smash. Like I'd probably still take your side even without Mason in the deal.
See, I would actually prefer Mason to McCaffrey rest of the season, to be honest. I am terrified about this.
Yeah, no, and we got a report today that like McCaffrey might be like on the field like week 12 or some shit.
Yeah, so we plug it in, clear win on your side here. Even if you're just combining that, let's just say that was Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason versus Terry McLaurin. I would actually prefer Jordan Mason rest of the season. I would rather have
Nico Brooks to McLaurin rest of the season.
Okay, yeah, let's actually even it out that way. So Brooks, I would rather have the McLaurin. Mason to Taylor. Again, I would take Taylor. Honestly, Mason versus London's probably closer, especially getting
Mason versus London, Taylor versus Collins. That's probably.
And then Nico. I mean, obviously, I have Nico high. He's my 5th overall player of the season, but the fucking projection is so clean. So we love that side. Go get Nico Collins. We won't spend as much time on every trade, but also wanted to showcase the calculator to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And that is a free feature, like Danny said. ResDog has a trade here. I have Barkley, and this trade would help with goal line touchdowns.
I love Dak, but like this is free cash.
This is free cash, dude. I don't know how the hell you're able to get Jalen Hurts for Dak. Maybe because the guys are hurt. I'm guessing because Smith and AJ are hurt. But this is an easy Jalen Hurts smash.
Yeah, and like for what it's worth, I like Dak's projection, but like there's a difference between a mid to back end quarterback 1 projection and a high end quarterback 1 projection. Because Jalen Hurts, what he does with his legs is just night and day different. So
you heard it here first, guys. Danny just admitted Jalen.
I got a fucking Dak jersey on, but in fantasy, it's pretty clearly Jalen Hurts
for
fantasy
sure.
Football.
S King here, ScottKingLaw.com. Shout out. I need 2 running backs out of Hubbard, Singletary, ETN, Pollard, as Rice is my flex. Okay, so wide receivers, I'm assuming we're just going to throw Marvin in here because he's obviously the only option listed there. But like you said, you need running back production. I just recorded the RB tier list. I'm actually going to be at a wedding like all weekend long. So the RB tier list will be dropping tomorrow. And then wide receiver will be on Saturday. So me and Danny just flip-flopped a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Singletary, I have like RB 20 this week. Like I have him really high.
Okay. I'm not too far behind you. So I have him at 22. The main difference is maybe you have him above what, like Dobbins and Hubbard?
I do have him over. Yeah, I've hovered a little bit lower this week, given the matchup against the Bengals. Pretty tough matchup. Plus, I also think like the whole like red rifle situation was a little bit of like, it invigorates the team. We just changed our quarterback. I may not continue. You know what I mean?
And again, you're gonna call me biased, but though I have Dowdle at 27, and I've been considering moving him up.
I am at 29 or 30, I think, and I'd probably be pretty high on him as well.
Yeah. Call me crazy. Maybe it's just because I traded him to fucking Joe, but I feel like this is the Dowdle week. Everybody's fucking.
It probably is. It probably is. But unfortunately, Danny, we do not have time to go on a tangent here.
Yeah. Go ahead. My apologies.
So 2 running backs out of Hubbard, Singletary, ETN, and Pollard. So to me, Singletary and ETN are the 2 that I would roll with. But I do like Pollard and Hubbard this week. I just prefer Singletary and ETN's projections this time around. I'm going to go on to the next question here. This is a submission team review. Okay, we're going to roll on to Mountain Man Mike has a start sit question here. Danny's all frozen. Don't know why. Mountain Man Mike. Sorry, Danny's sketching me out here. So Mountain Man Mike. There you go. You're back.
Yeah. Oh, Lee. I just randomly cut out. It may be good because I was on a tangent, but yeah, let's get into the next question.
Mountain Man Mike, shout out, is actually the guy I made the one trade with in our listener league. So he's got a question here. 0-3, best team according to Analyzer. That's an unfortunate feeling.
I mean,
do I go
look
Rico
at the wide receivers?
Yeah, wait for AJ Brown news. I would say you could probably pretty comfortably say that Brown's going to miss this week. I would imagine.
I would go Rico over Worthy this week.
So he has flex considering Chase Brown, but you also, like you said, you have AJ in the flex right now. So I guess the decision point is, do I go Rico?
Those are all of his.
I mean, you're going to have to start both of these guys, man, by the sounds of it. Like AJ is going to miss this game. So Worthy and Rico are probably going to be flex options for you by the sounds of it.
Okay, so wait, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, tight end, 2 flexes. This is start 8. He says it's start 8. I'm assuming Higgins is his 1 flex, and his other decision if AJ's out between Worthy and Dowdle.
Yeah, I mean, the way I'd rank these guys at the very least is I would rank them Higgins, then Worthy and Dowdle would be close for me. I actually would prefer Worthy, just given the fact that the Chiefs are implied for. Yeah, I mean, he's the big play guy. That's why I would prefer him. But like Dowdle is obviously the safer projection given the workload that he probably is going to see. But I would slightly prefer Worthy, just given the fact that he's got the big play upside. He can pay off in one play in your.
Where do you have Worthy ranked rest of the season? Or sorry,
I think he's like right around the like Jordan Addison range for me, like wide receiver 38 maybe. I'd have to look.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant this week. That's my apologies, but I have him at wide receiver 39. The one that maybe you might differ. I finally showed some credit to your boy Christian Kirk. I do see what they were able to do, especially against attack and cover 2 with Evan Engram on the field. Christian Kirk I have at 37 this week. 1 spot behind Jalen Waddle, who I'm scared of. Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins. So again, I'm not going to go too crazy here. I did it wrong.
Mike's in the chat. He said I did it wrong. It's Rico versus Worthy. I would go Worthy personally. I'm going for the upside. I think the rest of your lineup is in pretty good shape, so I just want the upside swing in my flex spot.
Yeah, I don't mind that call. Although I will say, if you go Rico tonight, the reason why is because Nico Collins is questionable. You could play that game where worst case scenario, I don't think Nico Collins is
I don't think Nico's going to end up being out, man.
Like that, but that would mean like if it was like a close tiebreaker for you, you could go Rico knowing that you have the backup of Worthy. That would be
I mean, worst case, you just throw Higgins into your wide receiver spot and you have to play Chase Brown, which is not great, but I would just rather wait on Nico. I don't want to fuck around with it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, we'll just go.
But I guess, like you said, Worthy would be the fill-in, so that would make you feel a little bit better there. But anyways, appreciate the question there, Mike. Hopefully we got it all figured out. There's a little bit of a learning curve with this. Obviously, it's a little harder than a super chat, at least for the first time that you use it. But we do have a question from Bozeman here. He says, "I'm 0-3. Who do I start my flex spot? Start 2." So I mean,
DJ Moore,
JSN, DJ Moore, Addison. And so I'm guessing he
I have
has
a very
4,
comfortable
like he can only
answer
start
here.
2 of these players, I'd imagine.
I have a very comfortable answer here.
So my answer would change depending on if
I think
Jordan
Jordan
Love
Love's
is
going to
going to
play.
play.
I think he is.
I
It
think
sounds
he's
like
going to end up playing as well. And for that reason, I think I'm going to roll with DJ Moore and with Jaden Reed. But if Jordan Love does not play, it becomes very easily JSN and DJ Moore.
Yeah. I think, like, call me crazy, even with Malik Willis, like, I think Jaden Reed versus JSN's a conversation. The reason why is that we know that the Vikings are a very blitz-happy defense, a very pressure-happy defense. The one player that can make them pay against those looks would be Jaden Reed. Malik Willis doesn't seem like the type that's going to stand in there, eat a hit, and deliver a big play against zero. He's going to hit the guy that can create.
You're right, but like JSN playing the Lions defense is a way better projection, given
100%.
the fact that Geno and Goff have gone to battle before for 40 bombs on either side. Like I think that game could be really high scoring. So to be honest, like Jordan Love's going to need to play, and he's going to need to play healthy. Like I really like JSN this week, and honestly, I might even switch my answer to Jaden Reed JSN over DJ Moore. To be honest.
Oh no, you can't sit DJ Moore for JSN. You can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, you're probably right. Never mind. I was big talk. That was big talk.
Do that.
I'm taking that back. It's DJ Moore and it's Jaden Reed, assuming Love is healthy. But if Love is not healthy, then JSN would be my answer there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it'd be a closer decision, but yeah, if Love is out, I would go with JSN over Reed. But either way, appreciate the question. Go with DJ Moore and Jaden Reed / JSN, depending on the status of Love.
Yep. I'm just going to go back into the streamer mode here. We did get a couple more questions in the meantime while we were answering those. We'll answer these 2, and then we will get through all the supers that you guys have left. We really appreciate the support that you guys are showing here. Trade question again. We have a redraft 1 quarterback league. T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy for Brandon Ayuk. What are you thinking here? I like Ayuk here. I know he's a little bit of a risky bet right now because he's not playing well. But I don't think either of those 2 guys are needle movers. I think that Ayuk can be a needle mover, and especially as long as Debo's going to be out, as long as Kittle's going to be out. To me, this is a pretty easy Ayuk smash, assuming you can afford to lose some of the depth in a start 7-10 team league. I'm assuming you can.
Start 7-10 team. You're getting Ayuk every single time because, I mean, how comparable are the waiver wire? As much as I like Xavier Worthy, how comparable are the waiver wire options in a 10-team start 7 comparatively?
Yeah, I mean, like Lad McConkey might be on the waiver wire.
That's what I mean.
Or at the very least, you're looking at
Quentin Johnson.
Like is Brian Thomas Jr. on the waiver wire?
Oh, probably not.
Probably not. But like, there's guys like at least Khalil Shakir level on the waiver wire, probably.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we would take the Ayuk side there. Appreciate the question. Another lineup decision, I believe, start sit. Is there any comment here? He just wants us to set his lineup for him.
I guess he just wants us to set his lineup.
Okay.
So looking at it, it's a redraft 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 7 PPR. So I'm looking at, it's assuming AJ Brown is out, which it looks like he's going to be. I mean, Pacheco's on IR, Charbonnet.
Brooks isn't playing.
Yeah, I mean, Walker's probably going to play. Jonathan.
I think you had the right option in there with Brian Thomas.
I guess your only real decision point realistically at flex would be like Wandale or Thomas.
Or Rico.
Yeah, or Rico, and I don't think I'd go in that direction. Doesn't have any second quarterback. I'm assuming Pitts is his only tight end. Yeah, I think you got the right lineup set again. Maybe like Carson Steele. Yeah, like
you got to go Steele.
Carson Steele and Dowdle, I have like neck and neck, and I
think you're too low on Steele. I think you're too low on Steele
for Dowdle.
See, I like both of these guys more than you do because I have Carson Steele as my RB23 on the week, and I have Rico Dowdle.
That's crazy to me.
I don't think
Carson
so at all.
Steele, just flat out isn't good. And also,
he had 4.2 yards per carry against the Falcons defense. He had 18 opportunities. Why?
Well, here's the other thing. Like Kareem Hunt's probably going to be up for this game, and that's going to take away a little bit of his early.
And everything we've heard from the coaches is that they love how Carson Steele played in his first game as a starter.
I mean, I don't mind him. I have him RB29 this week, but
that's way too low. We got to make a Steele bet.
You want to go Steele versus Dowdle?
I mean, I like Dowdle too. Who else do you have?
We're going Steele versus. You want to? All right, let's go. Someone that I have. I'll
who
gladly
do you have at
RB28 better than Dowdle if you'd like to.
Who do you have at RB28?
RB28 is Tony Pollard.
Who do you have at RB27?
Chuba.
Who the fuck do you have way too high?
I have Cam Akers at 25. I have Jerome Ford at 26. I have Najee Harris at 23.
Oh,
Jalen Warren's about to be
Najee at 23 as well?
Yeah, Jalen Warren's out. So
look, you pick who you want out of those two, and I'll take Steele. Between who is it, Ford and Najee?
Yeah, I will take Najee all day over.
Let's do it. Full PPR.
Can't believe you're taking a fullback over a guy who's going to get like 79% of the snaps.
How many points are the Steelers implied for this week? 19.
Hey, it's more than the Colts are implied for who they're playing.
Not as many as the Chiefs are implied for.
Yeah, but P. Ryan's going to be involved, and Hunt might be up for this game. So
who's going to get the goal line carries for the Chiefs?
Anyways, I guess for the sake of argument, I'll leave this as Steele as who you have in your lineup here, Rabbit. But I would personally start Dowdle myself.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say that because I love Dowdle, but Steele's like, I think you're just way too low on Steele.
I'm not way too low on Steele. He stinks.
18
He's just on a good offense.
Okay, why does he stink though? Why?
He's just not a good running back, dude.
Every time he's touched the football, he doesn't. Every time he's touched the football in an NFL uniform, he's looked good.
But he's a running back, and he's going to get touches, and that's obviously valuable. I just think there's other guys who get touches who are better than him.
I don't know why people hate Carson Steele. Like he actually
was a UDFA and he ran a 4.7. That's why people don't like him.
And have you watched him play in the preseason? Have you watched him play in his first NFL career start?
He looks fine. He looks serviceable.
I think that matters more than his prospect profile. The fact that he's actually played good NFL football.
Good is a strong word.
How he played well against the Falcons.
Well is a strong word.
Why?
Also. He was serviceable.
I mean, he ran tough. He ran between the tackles. Like I don't know. I may as well rebrand to a Carson Steele stand because I love what I saw from him.
Part of it is because I listened to one podcast with Jake Arians on. He said him and his dad, like obviously his dad's Bruce Arians, who's Buccaneers head coach, Super Bowl winning coach. He's like, this Carson Steele guy looks like a guy who doesn't know how to play running back, but who's pretending to play running back.
I mean, I'll take the word of Andy Reid himself, who loved what he saw from him, according to the press conferences.
Yeah.
He literally got asked how the backfield is going to break down. He said he wants Steele to lead it based off what he saw.
He's averaged 3.8 yards per carry this year, 2.88 yards after contact per attempt. He's ranked 41st in PFF rushing grade out of 54 qualified running backs. Like, you could call him great all you want. He's serviceable at that.
He's looked solid, yeah. I'll take that on the Chiefs offense. I'm not calling him a superstar. I'm not calling him Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, let's get into some supers here. We got some more questions. I'll refresh if anybody does want to submit some more to the Flock site, but we will get to some supers here. We got Bonk here, Dallas, Miami, Tennessee, Houston, Chicago. Which defense should I play? I believe I have Dallas.
You're not playing You're playing Dallas.
Maybe I'm starting to realize my rankings are.
You know what I'm terrified of with Dallas? They can't guard motion.
Mike Zimmer is terrible.
No, they can't. They haven't shown any ability to guard motion, and that's all New York has done to get their receivers open so far this year.
Yeah, you are correct. I am not putting any faith in your defense because they suck hot donkey ass. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins against Will Levis. Always attack when in doubt. Attack Will Levis with your defense.
I will say the only saving grace for Dallas is historically they own the Giants' offensive line, and if Daniel Jones is under pressure, he may throw a duck or two, probably going back the other way. That's the only saving grace because I think the Giants might be able to score. That's true
of the previous Dan Quinn Cowboys defenses, though. That's not true of this.
I mean, it was true in week one against the Browns. How comparable the Browns offense to the Giants offense.
Well, I mean, we just saw them play each other, and the Giants barely won. So
it was disgusting.
Anyways, but that wasn't because of the Giants offense. That was because of the Browns defense, and the Browns offense is terrible.
Sorry, quick update as well. We'll get to Dylan's question first, and then I actually got an update. I saw Sal posted this in the Discord, so shout out Sal if you're watching this. I know you popped into the chat last Sunday, so appreciate you for that. Dylan here. Let's get to the question quick, and then I'll show
right here. He says, "Would you drop one for Jennings, bench Jonathan Brooks, Hawkinson, Waddle, Javonte, McConkey, Stroud, starting Daniels?"
I would just trade one for your quarterbacks first and foremost. And second off, I'm dropping Javonte versus Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, Javonte all day. Javonte is the guy that you drop here, but I would suggest trading Stroud instead of dropping him because he's still 100%. A valuable guy.
For sure. So I do want to show this. It got shared by Sal in our Discord over at the Flock League, so shout out to that. And it is an update from Deepak on Christian McCaffrey. So 16-second clip. We'll see what he says here.
CNC News raises suspicions that he has some partial tearing in his Achilles. These stem cell type treatments require about 4 to 6 weeks of rest before you can even start ramping up. Now, we would expect him back, but likely on some limited touches in the regular season because there's a real risk of popping that Achilles. CMC News raises suspicion.
Real risk of popping that Achilles does not sound great to me for a 28, 29-year-old running back.
So you and I were not wrong on McCaffrey. We were simply early.
Too early. Yeah.
We were 1 year early on the McCaffrey is a bum.
You know how great you know how great too this season, as soon as I heard the McCaffrey news, even week 1, week 2, that I put up Jordan Mason as a top 12, top 13 back rest of the season. I basically said I am pessimistic that McCaffrey returned. I feel so fucking vindicated right now.
I would feel vindicated as well. I wish I felt more vindicated in my bags on Jordan Mason because I got him like in one dynasty league and like on 2 best ball teams, and it pisses me off that I didn't.
I
hammer
stocked
him in
my
every
bags on
single league
Elijah
I was in.
Mitchell, dude. I stocked my bags on Elijah Mitchell.
I know.
I feel awful
It's
about it.
unfortunately for best ball, like we kind of did drafts at a period of time where we didn't know Elijah Mitchell would be out.
Yeah,
Not
100%.
great.
Anyways, quickly, let me show this comment because I mean, I can just defer it back to the site. May as well. What website do you all use to analyze trades? So if I share my screen yet again, quickly do that. This is over at Flock Fantasy. So if you guys use promo code FSC, 30% off any package on the site, as well as a 7-day free trial. Also, the trade calculator and trade finder free tools you can use. If you have a trade in your league, if you do have an account, you're able to actually sync up your league to the trade calculator, or of course, you can search it based off our expert rankings.
That is not free, that part, by the way. You can only use our expert rankings for free. If you want my or Danny's opinion specifically, you do actually have to have a subscription for that.
So if you do have the subscription, like I said, it's going to be based on expert. If you don't have a subscription, if you do have a subscription, of course, you can see the last time we've updated our rankings. All of us on the Flock site have updated it in the last week or so. Say I want to see Danny's rankings. I have this trade. Insert what you're getting over here. Insert what you're sending back over here. You've submitted in, for example, this is one of the deals we talked about earlier in the live stream. Boom, you hit the submit button. It'll tell you on the scale how much you won, how even it is. Obviously, the further it is to this side is how much you've won. Further it is to this side is how much you lost. So think of the middle scale there as the even point you want to be to. Because like we know on a scale, if it's weighed one side too heavy, it's going to tilt one way. But if they're even weights on either side, it's going to be in the middle. So.
Yeah, and the ELO system we have in our trade calculator factors in, like, if you're doing a 4-for-3 or a 2-for-1 or whatever, it factors in who might be available on the waiver wire based on the size of your league and the league settings that you put in. Because as we know, like, a 2-for-1 deal is not always the 2 players that you trade for the 1 player, because you're going to have an empty bench spot that you can then go up and pick up another player. And that's a factor that should be factored into your trade, which is why it's factored into our trade calculator there. And it also like weights the studs heavier and things like that. Because if you go to like Keep Trade Cut, for example, and you just pile in like 11 players for Patrick Mahomes in Dynasty, they could all be like useless shitters. And it'll tell you that you're robbing them because you're getting like 11 players for 1 player. And it's like, that's not really how Dynasty works.
And I think that's the beauty of the trade calculator is no other trade calculators are out there actually evaluating the value of a bench spot, especially in redraft, man. When you're only dealing with 5 bench spots, like we've talked about exploiting like people who are using, KTC or other trade calculators out there. Because if you're sending a 2-for-1, it's going to show the overall value rather than the value over replacement. And what we're striving for to increase our lineups, improve our lineups, is value over replacement. Because if you're thinking about it, like you said, 12-man league, let's just say Wan'Dale Robinson's the best player available on your wire. You have to plug in a Wan'Dale Robinson type of value or value for a replacement if you're giving up 2 players, because obviously you're introducing a new bench spot.
Yeah, and then the person who makes the 2-for-1 trade can just go and then buy Wan'Dale Robinson off of the waiver for free or whatever. They could put a waiver claim if he's been dropped recently. But anyways, Jonathan says PPR, Xavier Worthy, Braylon Allen, Dowdle, Tolbert, or Michael Wilson start 1. Again, I'm a sucker for the ceiling play, so I would start Worthy here. But I think the safest option here is actually probably Michael Wilson, given the over-under of that game is the highest.
I would say Dowdle's the safest option.
Yeah, I personally think it would be Michael Wilson as the safest option, but I would start Worthy. He would be the guy that I would swing for.
Like honestly, I view Tolbert and Wilson as pretty similar in like the wide receiver 40 to 50 range for me. Worthy I have above that, so I would take Worthy above those options.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Start Dell or Lazard at flex.
Sounds like Dell's going to be out.
Yeah, I would say I'm already planning to have Dell out. Like I'm in our Flock league, I'm starting Wan'Dale tonight. My option, and I recorded a clip on this, was my option is either to wait to see if Dell plays, which he probably won't. And assuming he's not, my option is to wait on Zach Charbonnet, see if Kenneth Walker's out another week. And I don't think he will be because he practiced today. And Dan Campbell actually said in a press conference, they expect the Seahawks to have Kenneth Walker back, which I'm just going to trust Dan Campbell in that situation because he probably has scouted the other team and knows the injury and that kind of thing.
So I play you in the listener league this week. I'm terrified about the Walker news right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say that I'm playing Wan'Dale tonight to make sure that I'm covered with Dell being out of this game. So yeah, that's definitely what I would be doing. And
I also picked up Brock Wright because I do have Laporta. So right now I have that as an auto sub where if Laporta doesn't play, like Brock Wright probably becomes like a top 13 to 15 tight end if there's no Laporta in the lineup.
Yeah, and also Jay Dollar$, shout out to you and I, because we have Brandon Ayuk and Garrett Wilson both in shadow coverage matchups this week, which is a lot of fun. And I have Brandon Ayuk in 2 leagues, so that's gonna be fun.
Bush. So we got a comment later here. I think you all skipped my and Eric's super session. Did we not go over?
We
Christian
have not.
And Eric's?
We are about to get to it. Eric's is the next one. So Eric's is the one that we have here. Oh, to answer your question though, Jay Dollar$, I mean, you're gonna just start Lazard most likely at this point.
For sure.
Eric says, got to bench AR, got to play Darnold, Fields, Geno. Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I'm benching AR this week in my home league. I picked up Purdy, and that's who I'm playing. But Fields would be, of the options you have listed here,
great matchup this week. I mean,
I think Baker and Geno are both good plays too, but Fields, given the rushing,
where do you
guys are all like in a very similar area for me. Like,
I think I have Fields far like
these guys are 12, 13, 14. I have Fields 12, I have Geno 13, and I have Baker 14. I think all 3 of them are really good plays this week.
So I have here, I actually got to raise
Purdy 11.
I got to raise Geno over Carr, and I got to do that. Okay.
I got to move Goff down actually too.
Yeah, and I got to move Love down and Goff. So I readjusted that. I'm gonna have to add that to the site as well. Let me do this on the side. Regardless, though, I do have Fields the highest. I have him at 10. I have Fields straight up rated higher than Anthony Richardson, because when I'm looking at the situation,
I have Richardson at 16, bro. I have every name he listed here higher than Richardson.
Okay, no. So I have Richardson still at 11, but I have Fields ahead of him. Sam Darnold, I think, is very close as well. Sam Darnold, I actually have as 12. Sam Darnold would be the second highest play after Fields for me.
Yeah, I mean, I have Purdy. So Purdy's the guy I'm starting over Richardson in my home league.
Really?
I have him at 10. I have Fields at 11. I have Geno at 12, Baker at 13, Jordan Love at 14, Jared Goff at 15, and then Sam Darnold at 16, Fields. Anthony Richardson at 17. Yeah, I'm not fucking with Richardson until I see him complete more than 60% of his passes for once in his fucking life.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I will say
it's not going to happen this week, realistically. We all know it's not going to happen. He's just going to get pounced on by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense the entire game.
Dude, why are the Steelers the same team every fucking year?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like a gritty team that fucking figures it out. I mean, kudos to them. They know how to win games, but holy fuck, maybe one year them tanking would actually do them better. It's they actually have a roster that can do something.
He says Freiermuth, Ertz, or Taysom here in the other part of the question. I'd be going Freiermuth because I like the Colts matchup for that defense, and I think that Fields could have a nice little game. Plus, if you're playing Fields too, you could just get the stack there with Freiermuth. That would be where I would go there. Eric Christian says pick one for flex.
This quick.
Huh?
You can go through. Sorry, I was just gonna say I was making sure my site rankings were adjusted based on that quick switch that we made. So my bad.
Narrate that.
I was just telling you. My bad. I was telling you.
Pick one for flex, full PPR. Wandale, Carson Steele, McBride if he plays, Ladd, Bucky, Irving. So Irving is also questionable as well. McBride's not going to play. He would be the easy answer here, but I don't think he's going to play, to be honest.
This is very easily Steele, and if you don't say that,
PPR, I'm picking Wandale every day of the week over
Steele. Wandale over Steele?
All day.
Oh, you are cracked out, brother.
Yeah, Wandale over Steele. I guess you want to do another Steele bet?
What do you? Okay, if you were to say between the two players, their combined touchdown equity up to 100%, what would be the percentage?
I don't need a touchdown on a Wandale in full PPR, bro. He catches
cool. He'll get you 11. He'll get you 11.
Smokes your Carson Steele.
He'll give you 11 PPR points because he goes 6 catches for 50 yards.
The ceiling of Carson Steele.
How? Ceiling of Carson? You know touchdowns count for 6 points, right?
Oh, I know that. But he also
just making sure.
0 in the passing game.
It's very easily
50 yards and a touchdown. It's fucking 10 points.
Very easily Steele. Very easily Steele.
It's very easily Wandale.
Very easily Steele.
It's significantly easy. Steele.
Dude, you might as well rebrand as the Carson Steele hater, because holy crap, you are hating on him. Wandale over Steele is insane.
Yeah, well, I also, for what it's worth, I actually really like McConkey as well, and I would start him over Steele easily too.
I mean, I like McConkey, but you gotta go with the touchdown equity of the Chiefs offense. I have Steele, like I said, as my RB23.
Touchdown equity of the Chiefs offense. Remember what you said to me earlier today, Danny? What did you say about this game that's happening tonight?
Yeah, what about it?
Hammer the over is what you told me.
Yeah, hammer the over. You think Wanda?
And Danny lagged out mid-sentence there. Love to see it. So I win that argument clearly. Funk says half PPR trade Hopkins and Steele for Tank Dell. Yeah, I mean, if you can buy low on Tank Dell, most of the medical information that I've read about Dell's injury is generally speaking, players are only missing about 1 game with this injury that he's dealing with, this rib injury, and the hand/wrist injury is not a huge deal. So I would say that if you're going to go buy Tank Dell right now, people might be assuming he's going to be out for a while. It's mainly like a 1 to 2 week injury at most. So yeah, I would definitely make this trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. And I'm the Steele guy.
Are you sure? You're the authority of Carson Steele.
I mean, I gotta protect my brother. Yeah, I mean, when you got as cool of a picture edit as Carson Steele does, do you really blame me?
Yeah, I mean, Carson Steele sucks. So I don't know.
He's incredible. He's a great player.
Anyways, Niner86 says, "What's up, guys? Pick 2, Neighbors, Rice, Lamb. How the hell is this your decision, bro? Neighbors, Rice, Lamb. Who the hell else are you starting?
Wait, how can you go against this fucking beautiful bastard? How can you go against the beautiful bastard that is Carson Steele?
Hey, I'll take my 9 targets a game from Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, but look at the picture. It's so sick.
That's not even him. That looks like Alex Smith.
I think it's an AI prompt that somebody made of him.
Anyways, Neighbors, Rice, Lamb. I mean, I don't know how the hell you sit one of these guys, but
what?
The guy I'm sitting is Neighbors, but I don't like it.
You just made me upset with this question. Like, why is this a decision? I have all these guys ranked inside of my fucking top 8 receivers. How'd you end up with 3 of them? Seriously.
Yeah, also, like, who the hell's in your flex / your wide receiver 1 spot if this is the decision point you have to make?
By the way, I'm saying who the hell ends up with 3 of them like I don't have Nico, Rice, and Neighbors in the fucking flock league.
Yeah, well, you know, I have shadow coverage boy to anchor my wide receiver fucking core and Garrett Wilson. Half PPR, pick 2, Dowdle, Ladd, or Waddle. I'm going with the receivers there. I like Dowdle this week, but I think I like the receivers there.
I think you got to go with the receivers based on how the Cowboys' run game has looked. But also, I think this is the get-right spot for the Cowboys' run game, which makes me kind of nervous. But like,
yeah, I mean,
process-wise, you got to go with the
like
receivers.
In a gross game environment, so I don't totally hate sitting him. But I think I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I played Rico Dowdle over him.
Yeah. Why did Danny just sound like a seagull? Dunes. Oh, I think that's too much. I'm not gonna lie. And I love Jonathan Brooks, but this is a steep package to pay. I'd rather a Dunze straight up rest of the season, and I have a Dunze as my wide receiver 26, I believe, rest of the season.
Yeah, I too would rather have Odunze rest of season, but it's like, I mean, relatively close. Okay, we have the team reviews here, which is we can probably just close streamer mode. I'll just go back.
Just keep it open. Oh, okay. I was gonna say keep it open in the back in case we have a last one. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I refreshed there.
Yep.
Trade Nico or Marvin Harrison for Kamara.
We've got like a question like that.
Definitely not. You're definitely not trading those guys for Kamara.
I was gonna say, did he submit the question of MHJ for Kamara on the site?
I mean, somebody did. I don't know if it was him specifically, but it might have been Zach. But yeah, don't do that.
Do this though.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not
start
DeAndre
Allen over Swift all day, dude. DeAndre Swift is
where do you have him ranked?
Steamy ass DeAndre Swift.
I got a gut check take that I want you to hear this week.
I have DeAndre Swift at 39.
Okay, I have him at 30. I was gonna say he's not even my highest ranked Bears running back.
No, he's not my highest ranked Bears running back either.
Roschon, baby.
32. Yeah, Roschon at 32.
Good man. I have them 36, 37 right now, but like I think Roschon's gonna.
Oh, you're a coward, dude. I have 32 and 39.
You're right. I am a coward. Fuck it. Let me move him Roschon up to 34. DeAndre Swift down below Charbonnet in case Walker's a little banged.
Like I'll take 8 touches out of Roschon Johnson before I take 15 out of DeAndre Swift. Legitimately, like he is so effing bad.
He's urine, like literal urine, like piss.
This is Miles Sanders 2.0. Anyways, Braylon Allen, for what it's worth, the fact that we're recommending you start a guy who gets like 30% of the snaps over DeAndre Swift says a lot. Pitts or Ferguson. Oof, that's a tough decision. So
wait.
One thing that always annoys me when people ask questions like this is like, why do you have both of these guys? Like, do you ever get this when people ask you tight end questions where they have like 2 top 6 options? It's like, why do you have 2 guys like this?
And traded Keenan for Jacobs. Yeah, that's the easiest smash I've ever heard in my life.
How the hell did you do that?
How'd you do that? It's spicy. I sent
the elite upside that Keenan Allen has brought none of to the table so far this year.
Spicy. I sent you the link multiple times to join this because he was going to ask if we wanted to make a pick'em right before the game because we have the profit boost.
Okay. Well,
I mentioned we could do 2 picks each.
Right. So Jake
Go.
Ferguson, by the way, is who I would start.
I would go too. We actually made this decision in the league I share with Flet. We have both Pitts and Ferguson. We actually decided to go with Ferguson. So, yeah, we got money where our mouth is here. Traded Rachaad White for and Ayuk for Tyreek. I won, right? Yeah, I mean, like honestly, I think Ayuk and Tyreek are like pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I would take Tyreek still. I think it's pretty close though.
It's a fine deal, yeah. Regardless, especially if you're more optimistic on the side Tua's going to be back sooner, then yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get through these supers. Give you the guys to pick them real quick. Here, you
let's rattle these super quick times. LJet says Mason or Monty, Mason and Monty for Marvin and Jacobs. I have CMC. No, you can't sell that low on Harrison and Jacobs. Harrison and Jacobs. I would rather like Jacobs and Mason is kind of a wash rest of season, give or take. Like maybe
he's getting MHA and Jacobs.
Yeah,
I think he's getting that.
I have CMC. Yeah. In either case, the Marvin Harrison and Jacobs side is the better side of this deal.
For sure.
Half PPR traded Dobbins and Shakir for Kyron. I like that move. I like both Dobbins and Kyron or in Shakir rest of the season, but they're not as valuable as the low end RB2 that Danny called Kyron.
Yeah, my accent.
And then trade London and Robinson / Rachaad White for Tyreek. I hope that's Brian Robinson. That's my guess.
I'm assuming so. And with that being said,
I'd rather have London and Brian Robinson than Tyreek right now, to be honest.
I mean,
Brian Robinson's really solid right now.
Yeah,
if you could do it with London and White,
because I was gonna say like it's almost similar to the last question where we just went Ayuk plus White, and I would rather have Ayuk than London.
Yeah, it is pretty close. That is a good point, actually. Maybe I would rather have Tyreek now. I'm backpedaling. I'm all confused.
By the way, BD Bacon, I sent you an offer 2 days ago. Can we get that looked at, please?
Pick one for flex PPR: Flowers, Ford, Jennings, or Cooper, or possibly Jaden Reed.
Cooper,
if he plays. I mean, I would roll with Flowers here. I have Flowers the highest ranked of this group.
Oh no, he'd be my third option. Okay, actually, assuming Love plays, I'm going Jaden Reed. But if Love doesn't play, I'm going to Amari Cooper easily over Flowers.
Yeah, this might be a hot take. I would play Flowers even if Jordan Love is playing.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. Buffalo's been fucking dynamite on the back end this year.
They have. You're right. They have. But Zay Flowers been really consistent target share wise, so that's why. Would go in that direction. You know, also, by the way, speaking of really consistent target share wise, but it just totally doesn't feel like it. You know, Michael Pittman has a 28% target share this year.
He's just urine at the game of football, apparently.
No, I don't even think it's his fault, bro. I think that Richardson just like actually sucks.
For what it's worth, I'm completely joking when I talk shit because Pittman's actually a solid player. It's just holy fuck, that offense is terrible to watch. You can have
Joe Flacco was starting right now. How much better is Michael Pittman for fantasy?
I mean, it's like the difference between Terry McLaurin when Jaden Daniels was actually throwing the ball down the field versus when he wasn't at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Like, let's say Flacco's playing the rest of the season. Would you rather have Michael Pittman or Zay Flowers?
Pittman.
Would you rather have Michael Pittman or Drake London?
London.
Yeah. But like, we're talking probably like mid wide receiver too, if Flacco was the quarterback.
100%. Also, can somebody trade for a quarterback in the no flocking league? I have Derek Carr and Sam Darnold on my bench.
Yeah, they're not valuable enough to trade for. I do kind of need a third quarterback.
Real quick, Badaki shout out. I'm not sure if you saw the offer I sent to your inbox, but I was offering you your Giant boy. So maybe you haven't seen it yet. Appreciate you. It does expire in 3 hours. Now, with that being said, I will have to actually cancel that before kickoff. But if we want to talk about that deal afterwards, we can go through that. Saying go Giants. I mean, I got my Dak Prescott jersey on for a reason. I got the owner of the Giants on my shirt right now. So appreciate you for popping in. But with that being said,
Micah Parsons owns the Giants, but Cope.
Papa Dak is throwing for 350 and 3 tugs tonight. Book it. Yeah,
fair enough. I also go Giants. Badake and I play in the Flock League. Shout out to Wandale. I'm going to be cheering go Giants when he scores 26 PPR points tonight.
Yeah, I mean he's got to probably catch a touchdown to get 26 PPR points. I don't think
caught one 2 weeks ago. Michael Wilson or Wandale for the flex. We are rolling Wandale. Team Wandale here.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Hope, does it? I'm kidding.
It's not. I mean, dude, in PPR, man, like Wandale's just so much.
I have Wandale way lower than you do, I think. Like, where do you have him ranked?
This week?
Yeah. Don't say he's in your top 40. That's insane.
He is. He is at 38 for me.
Oh, that is egregious.
It's a good matchup, man.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I don't feel great about that one for your regard. I saw Nico on the injury report.
I don't know if you know this, but your defense fucking sucks ass.
Okay, Wandale Robinson will pop 6 catches for 50 yards. I hope that makes you feel good. I saw Nico on the injury.
Floor, that's a top 40 play.
I mean, that's not a floor, but That's fine.
It has been this year.
Sure. I saw Nico in the injury report. I need Danny's support in my time of need. Thoughts and prayers. We're both feeling that. Jelly Boy, I would be extremely shocked, but hopefully for my sake, that doesn't happen.
I would
go Fergie. Yeah, go. Hey, Jake Ferguson game is actually tonight. I can't even lie.
Nah, it's definitely not because I'm playing against him. So,
Bush, I hear you need a receiver for Tank Dell. Ever heard of Rashid?
Shut up, Sal. Jesus Christ.
Shout out
Sal's
the boys
mad
from the
that I
Flock
beat him
League.
with a kicker and a defense.
No, that was the fact that he named himself Sorry Corey and then lost to you was fucking comedy. Dynasty first years 0-3, losing each week, starting Daniels and Kyler wrong reeks. I may stand pat and hope luck turns around. I mean, looking at the talent on the team, like if you're 0-3,
and sell high on like Deontay Johnson or something.
Dobbins, Mace, like sell the 1 year projections and then retool for next year. I would say.
Yeah, Daniels and Kyler, if that's a super flex league, those guys are gonna be horses for you. So
Yeah.
I would say you're in a pretty good spot there.
For sure. Quickly take a look on the site. No, I read it. I gave him thoughts and prayers. I made a sad face. It was when Badaki came in. I addressed it.
Yeah, I'm looking on the site. We are good. We are caught up on questions. So we can build out a pick'em entry real quick with Spicy.
Yep, we'll build out the pick'em entry. Do you mind doing it on your screen? I'm quickly going to make sure my lineups are set as we're doing this.
All right. We got Spicy here in the chat. I actually did already build out a pick'em entry.
I did too for tonight's game.
You did?
I did for tonight. I posted it as a short, remember?
Why are we building one out? I thought we were building one out
because we have the profit boost.
Oh, right. Okay, so
wait, you built? Hey, I didn't submit two, Danny.
Bro, what?
You sent me two?
No, I sent you the one, and then Bush sent you one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm saying neither collectively have two. Okay.
I'm saying neither of them had the profit boost. We may as well use it.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're on the same page. Let's get the profit boost in our lineup here. My favorite pick of the ones that I made was the first quarter receiving yards on Malik Neighbors. That was my favorite pick of the ones.
I had his overall receiving yards, so I'm perfectly fine capitulating.
His first quarter receiving yards is blurred out because I got it at 9.5, so it's no longer there.
Can't even take it now. Yeah.
Let's give him a touchdown. You want to give him a touchdown tonight? 1.2x.
Add on top of it.
We could go. I don't mind that. Yeah, we could do that.
I was thinking later in the week. I was thinking Sunday picks. We could do it.
We also could go longest reception higher than 23.5, knowing that it's more than likely they'll catch one big play behind the Cowboys secondary.
I like the touchdown better personally because it's
I'm cool with it. Let's do it. And my other one, I had the CeeDee Lamb touchdown, so I don't mind varying it up a little bit.
Okay, I like. Is the Daniel Jones interception still live?
I doubt it. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's
take that all day.
Even Bell,
I like that. Go with the Jake
even at 0.9.
Go with the Jake Ferguson line. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's solid.
Okay, Jake Ferguson
higher.
Scroll up a little bit. I just saw it.
Yeah, I just saw it. Ferguson, yeah, go down. You just pass it. Spicy.
Oh, am I blind? Oh,
yeah, you are completely blind. Honestly, I'm looking through it. Like fantasy points seems like a lock to me. He's gonna get like 8 targets in this game.
4 catches, 40 yards.
You want to take his first quarter receiving yards at 6.5 there?
We could do that too. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's always a nice default.
That's a layup. Let's do it.
That's a layup. It's always a nice.
All right, let's keep it. We want to do a three stack here.
We'll do a 4. Fuck it. We'll do a 4.
Oh man, you're getting greedy. All right,
we're getting greedy. Do you want to? Do we want to Stan Wandale game right now?
Hell no.
I'm sitting.
What I was gonna say is,
I'm on
dude,
your.
If Zeke's line is still at 36.5 total yards from scrimmage, we're taking the under all day. He's not even going to touch the ball 9 times this game. Is this all at 36.5? Or they take it down? They must have taken it down. Oh, dude, I got that on my picks today. That 36.5 combined yards from scrimmage for Zeke was the freest fucking under or lower.
I think the rushing attempts is kind of interesting though. 7.5 higher.
I don't like the higher on that. He's played 20% of the snaps last week.
Yeah, but if they're winning the game, I think they'll probably try and salt the game away in the fourth quarter.
They could. I mean, it's
that risky. Ugly. I don't
got 3 touches last week. Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's kind of gross.
Go with the Tolbert. Go with the Tolbert higher. I actually really like the spot for Tolbert against the single high.
If we're we're not doing that. Let's do Rico. Let's do Rico.
We'll do Rico. Fine. I'll capitulate to Rico.
On his what though? Attempts?
Rushing attempts is free, or we can go with yards from scrimmage.
I don't
50.5 yards from scrimmage.
I like the receiving yards. I put that in mind.
Yeah, we'll take the higher on the receiving. He's gotten 5 targets each of the last 2 weeks. By the way, if Badaki and frickin' Sal are still in here, yes, we're making Rico part of the picks. Let's get it.
Should we take the layup on the flex?
Huh?
Should we take the easy route with the flex?
Yeah, we'll do a flex. Let's get a win. Let's get a win under the belt.
Yeah, let's get a win.
We need a win. Look at the account right now.
We're being a complete coward by doing the flex.
Okay, so you don't want to do flex.
We got to get back in the win columns after all these one pick off losses.
I won one on last Thursday night's game.
I won 2. But now with that being said, we got to juice back Spicy's account. We could go with the 4 if you want. You want to play a ballsy or you want to play the
What's a 4 standard? Fuck it.
All right.
Fuck it, we'll ball.
I'm hitting it.
Fuck it, we ball. We ball.
We ball.
We're scared.
Now, when it's the end of the first quarter, we're still waiting on Jake Ferguson, I'm gonna be mad.
Good point, Flesky.
Yeah.
Dude,
you guys
did you guys show your pick'ems?
Yeah, I'm gonna show mine really quick.
Yeah, I'll show mine too.
Up right here.
Mine, unfortunately, they're not tailable because this is mine right here.
He's showing it right now, dude. He's showing it right now. You're good. Just take it off the screen.
Oh, never mind. I'm stupid as hell.
Yeah, so that is Corey's. You can explain it quickly, and then I'll go through mine, and then we're good. I love how yours makes $5 more than mine does.
I got the neighbor's receiving yards. I mean, he leads the NFL in target share right now. And then the Dowdle receiving yards we just took. Again, I think he's got 5 targets in 2 of 3 games so far. It's an easy one. Daniel Jones to throw a pick. Again, I think the Cowboys pressure is going to be a problem for him. And then the Deontay Banks tackles one was like minus 145 on like most books. So I was just like, that seems like pretty free for me to take the lower there. Like most of the books are all the steam was there.
If he's on CD, he ain't tackling him. No, I'm kidding. I'll go through mine quick. Higher 72.5%. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Relax. Higher Malik Neighbor, 72.5 receiving yards. Like you said, 36 targets on the season. Literally leads the NFL in terms of targets so far in the year. He's also top 5 in receiving yards on the season. 72.5 when you compare it to some of the other top receivers. Like you're looking at CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. They're all in the mid-80s. So I feel like right now Underdog isn't pricing in enough just how talented Malik Neighbors is. Because if we're talking on a yard-to-yard basis, game-to-game basis, Malik Neighbors is very well within the Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb pick'em line area. So for me, the fact that you're getting basically a 13-yard discount, we'll take that every time. Ezekiel Elliott lower than 36.5 rushing plus receiving yards. Like I said, this was actually taken off the books when we were trying to make this today. So 36.5, again, 20% of the snaps last week. Really like him to go under because I don't think lower because I don't think he's going to get utilized quite often. And the CeeDee Lamb higher than 0.5 touchdowns. This is just me basing the fact that the last 2 weeks we've seen a lot of frustration between the Cowboys offense. I feel like they're going to make it not their duty, but their emphasis in their game plan to get involved early and often. And historically, CeeDee Lamb has had really good games against the Giants.
He has indeed. So yeah, appreciate you guys for sticking around to the end of the stream here. Underdog's got a bunch of week 4 promos. You guys can see them there. The profit boost token we just used. There will be a new promo tomorrow. That's kind of a mystery one. There's a profit boost for college football on Saturday and also week 4 profit boost for Sunday. And then they also have the live Mahomes free square that we have not used yet. We will be using that on Sunday. So appreciate you guys for joining us. Again, we will have we'll have running back tier list for you tomorrow. Saturday will be the wide receiver tier list. Again, we flip-flopped it because I got a wedding to go to this weekend. And then we will be live Sunday morning as per usual. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Danny's scared that he's going to
go.
Peace out.
Take care.